All right, everybody, welcome to another edition of Haas Talks, the show where, of course, Haas Talks. And joining me, it's been long overdue. I've been calling these guys by the opposite names for so long. I figured, you know what, it's time to set the record straight. I'm joined by the Moore family here, Zach and Ace. You guys, thanks for coming on the show and talking to me. Let's just kind of dive right in with Zach first. So Zach's the oldest, right?
Yep.
So, Zach, how much older are you than Ace?
5 years.
5 years difference, and it's just you guys that come up here with some help of, like, who? Like, parents come every now and then, or like how's the deal work here whenever you guys come up here to Port City Raceway?
Yeah, my dad's always here with us, and then Cindy, Ace's girlfriend's usually here, and then Mom and my sister Hope usually try to make it whenever she's not doing dance or anything. So we have a little bit of help, but we do a lot of work.
Let's just break it down for folks real quick. We're in Tulsa, Oklahoma right now, Port City Raceway, of course. Duh. You guys come every week from Dodge City, Kansas. Like, Dodge City, that's like 6 hours away?
Yep.
Like, what? Whose idea was it to, like, tackle Port City this year? Because you guys came out with, like, a vengeance, really, like, coming full force, chasing points, the whole nine.
Well, I think it originally started with our dad because we were kind of how we were racing around our local tracks. We wanted to kind of expand, see what kind of competition was out there. So we figured we'd come out, and the facilities here are top-notch. So are the drivers. So we just thought we'd give it a shot.
So started off the season, both of you guys were running both classes, and that's where it mixed me up really bad because the cars are like identical, minus an A or a Z. But whenever you guys are freaky fast like you are here at Port City, it's hard to like really dial in, and you just see, really, I call cars off of colors, and I mix that up. Tell me what it is about Port City that entices you guys so much. Like, what is it compared to, like, we were talking earlier, like a Garden City or tracks that you guys race on back home?
Well, I think we started doing really well at Dodge and Garden. Those are our local tracks, and we kind of got the system tuned in and got a few track championships there. So we wanted to get faster and get more experience. So here, you know, you get to race with your Frank Flood, your Chris Carroll, Jake Rosario, all them guys every weekend, and we wanted to run with the best and learn what we can to move on to the next level. So we have fun racing our local tracks, and then I think they really prepared us to go up against these top guys here, and they challenge us every weekend, and we learn a lot every weekend.
So did you guys start right off in micros, or did you start in like goat karts or quarter midgets or something like that first?
We both started in junior sprints, and then we ran a little bit of go-karts, and then we got into restrictors. He started a little bit before me, but once he raced a little restrictor, and then I got into one, and then we moved up to A class, and that's where we've been.
So what's the ultimate goal for you guys? I mean, like, is racing a hobby? I'm sure you both got jobs in school and whatever else goes on in Dodge City, Kansas. I've only been there a few times, right? And it's Dodge City, Kansas. Like, it's got some pretty cool attractions. You got an Applebee's there, I think. I've eaten at the Applebee's there in town before. But, like, so what's the ultimate goal here? Like, do you want to progress on to sprint cars, or you looking at running maybe a hobby stock or a pure stock or something one of these days? Like, what's the goal here, boys?
Well, we have a 305 back home that's a little bit more of a budget build, and my dad raced it for a long time. I raced it a little bit last year, and we just have kind of figured out that you need to have good equipment for the level that you're racing, and really at our budget right now, the micros is kind of where we can get close to the good equipment to be able to run good, and I think we've shown that here. So I guess whatever we can afford, we can move up. It'd be nice to get into some outlaw motors, or maybe in the future move up to midgets or sprint cars, but I don't think we have any plans of slowing down.
So what is your, like, normal week for you guys? I mean, like, this past week you left the cars here, so, like, do you have jobs? Do you have, like, what goes on during a normal week besides date nights with Cindy?
Well, I'm going to school right now. Half my day I'm at the college there in Dodge, and then I go back to high school because I'm taking some electrical technology classes to hopefully become an electrician. But we usually, before we leave, we get the cars all ready to go, so then we can roll in and do our final touches for the night.
What about you? I mean, what's a normal week like for you? Like,
Well, I just graduated from K-State with engineering here in the past May, so I've been working as an engineer on some construction equipment back in Dodge City. So usually I'm doing that all week, and then trying to not think about all the engineering tricks we can put on the cars and keep focused on work. But basically every day we're thinking about racing in the evening, and then if we tear up a car too bad, we get it back home and get it ready to go for the next weekend. But
so what made you want to pursue engineering? Like, what was it about that? Was it like, oh man, they make pretty good money and we can race with that money, or like, or was it like, pill draw, engineering? All right, let's go.
well, I don't know. I guess growing up, we were always working on cars and building the race cars, and I like science stuff, so I figured I can work on cars whenever I want, so I might as well do some design work with mechanical stuff. And then, of course, learning all those principles definitely apply to racing, so we can try out a little bit of our own thing every once in a while.
And with the race cars, you're able to do wiring and stuff like that. Is that what kind of led you to like the electrician path, or is like maybe somebody else in the family doing that, or?
Yeah, I don't know. It was kind of like you said, a pill draw. I really didn't know what I wanted to do, and I started looking at some different career fields, and that kind of struck my attention, and I was like, that sounds fun. I think we'll give it a shot, and I've really liked it.
So as the year has progressed here at Port City Raceway, I feel like you guys have started to hone in on the speed here lately. Let's just talk about this season. Let's break it down. Coming into Port City, like, what was your expectations? And we'll start with you. Like, what was your expectations coming into here? Like you guys said, you've won championships, you've won races at other places, but you come into Port City, you roll in, you see the big Schure tower, the nice facility. It's all clean and neat. What's your expectations rolling into this place?
Definitely coming in, I was really confident, but also a little nervous. Like, I knew the competition here was fierce, and I knew I needed to be on my A game, but I think I was prepared. Looking back, I don't think I was as prepared as I thought I was, but I'm definitely getting a lot faster, and I think we're holding our own.
Zach, what about you, man?
I knew the competition was going to be really tough, and we're just here to learn things. I wanted to try out some stuff and basically just learn, when to make what moves. But something my dad always told me that I always think about is a lot of these top guys that we look at as kind of legends and grow up watching, they're just like us with stickers. So we can learn and we can be just as fast as they are. So that's kind of what we strive to do every week, best we can.
I like that. They're just like us with just different stickers. Coming into this place, for some it can be intimidating. Just the factor of the other drivers, right? You don't know. Some people don't know how to approach other drivers, but how has it been as far as like being able to talk to other race car drivers that run Port City on a regular basis? I know that you had mentioned that Jake Nella had helped you out whenever you won that day feature about a month ago or so. And so what has that been like for you? I mean, has that met the expectations? Have you had that much luck or whatnot with other racers as far as getting advice or being able to chit-chat and shoot the breeze with them?
Yeah. We, of course, run Sawyer, so it's really helped to be here with the Sawyer trailer. And we've been struggling a little bit to get grip on a slick track, and that's kind of where I reached out to Jake Nail, and he gave me some tips and really helped us get some speed there. So we've been progressing on trying out some different things from there. But the first, I guess, month, we kind of just hung back here and learned and were quiet. We didn't really talk to a whole lot of people, but the first person that kind of reached out to us was Connor Lee, and he's really fast. He's fun to be around. So we've kind of talked a lot with Connor Lee quite a bit, and then a few of the other people here over in the row, and we're starting to meet some people.
What about you, man?
Yeah, I think I haven't really got out and talked to very many people yet, but I'm definitely recognizing who consistently has speed around here, and I've been watching them, see what they're doing at Port, and I've definitely been learning a lot just from watching them drive.
Okay, so now we've been able to talk a little bit, get a little bit about what you guys do, and we've gotten to talk about your race season a little bit. I want to get down to like the nitty gritty of you two, like some rapid fire questions. Something that way that whenever fans watch this, whether it be on Flow during the broadcast or they're watching on the YouTube channel or whatnot, and they're like, oh man, I want to get this guy a gift for his next road trip. And so they need to know you guys a little bit, right? So just rapid fire. We'll start with you. First question is, whenever you load up in the truck to go to the racetrack, what's your go-to snack and drink?
Definitely I'm going for a Mountain Dew. I drank, I think, way too many of those. And then snack is going to be Doritos, definitely.
Like original nacho cheese
Yep.
or Cool Ranch?
Original.
Well, you're
Just-
wrong because Cool Ranch is the only flavor. Okay, back over here.
Oh, I'd probably go for a big water, try to stay hydrated, and then the
Show off.
Yeah.
That was a rehearsed answer. He heard you say that and that you drink too much. And he's like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm
he
gonna
had, he had to be the bigger brother,
yeah,
the safe
yeah,
answer.
Yeah, the safe answer. Okay, so smart water over here. And what's your snack? Like some almonds or like a grain
No.
bar, like a box of oatmeal?
On the snack, I'll usually go with those nerd clusters with the gummy things. Those are really good.
Okay.
Or some peanut butter crackers.
So I actually just tried those nerd clusters for the first time last week, and they were actually pretty good. But have you had them where they're freeze dried or whatever? So they have them here at the Hey Baby Snow Cone place, and they're just super weird. Have you had any freeze dried candy at all?
No.
It's so weird, so weird. I'm gonna have to bring you guys some later. All right, so we've got the conservative water and peanut butter crackers, and we've got the nacho cheese Doritos and Mountain Dew. Like totally night and day. Favorite color?
Gray.
Favorite color?
Oh, probably red.
Oh, a little spice, a little. Okay, so music. Like we're rolling in the truck. Who gets the aux cord first? Is it older brother or younger brother? Or do we give it to Cindy?
No, I definitely take it. She really doesn't like to play music that often, but I usually like to play rap or like hip hop type stuff.
Okay, so if we're doing driver intros, you're both starting on the front row, and I'm like, rolling off P2, Ace More. Like, what song's gonna come on? Like, what would be your walkout song?
I think the intro to Hotel Lobby.
Intro to Hotel Lobby. I'm gonna have to look it up because I don't know it.
I
So if you're in control of the aux cord, like, what's your go-to?
Oh, I like to listen to everything. I did a lot of music stuff kind of growing up, playing drum sets, so I don't know. I like it all, but as far as an intro song, I think I like 8 Second Ride by Chris Ledoux.
Ooh, that is a good one.
That's always been
I've
my
heard
favorite.
that one. If somebody was to play you in a movie, who would play you in the movie?
Oh, they say with the fro I've been working on that I look like Napoleon Dynamite a little bit.
Oh,
So
that's not bad.
So we'll
though.
probably go with that. It's kind of funny, but
Yeah, I dig it. I can dig it. Like, how long have you been working on the fro, and is it something that you're like all in on because like, the whole mullet phase and long hair and whatever? Is it just like, is it a phase or like we sticking to it? Like we're gonna go all out.
oh, I don't know. I guess once I got out of school, I moved to Dodge, and then I didn't have my haircut place, so then I was like, well, we might as well grow it out and see what happens.
Oh
So
man.
we'll see shootout time if it's still there or not.
All right, we're gonna have to revisit it. Maybe we can get the Flow crew over to talk to you about the fro on Flow that you heard around the world. Oh, Kyle Jones's stash will go to the trash because we'll have the fro on Flow right there, right? So who would play you in a movie?
I think we're definitely going Ricky Bobby. She ain't first or last.
Oh, okay. I like it. I can dig it. If you were to choose one racetrack to race at for the rest of your life, what racetrack would it be and why? Any car, it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be Port City because Port City wouldn't be mine. But I have like a bucket list of racetracks that I would just pick to race at that racetrack for the rest of my life.
Oh man, that's tough. I like the bull rings. I like the little stuff. I think some midgets or sprint cars on a bull ring. I can't really pick out one off the top of my head, but that's what I like.
I like that safe answer.
Yeah,
conservative.
that's what I was thinking. Just
Follow up. Good.
some midgets. I want to get into some midgets and definitely bull ring type stuff.
So
too.
what is it about? Okay, let's have this conversation. We're gonna get off topic because you guys just sparked an interest. What is it about midgets that just entice you guys, that make you guys want to do it? Because in the realm of racing right now, all you hear in midgets is, oh, it's just a bunch of young punk kids with rich parents that run each other over, essentially, right? So like, what is it about the midgets that make you like want to do it, make you want to go after it?
I think it's just, I think the kids, mentality kind of hits in the micro stuff a little bit too. But, I mean, we're able to beat them here, and then the midgets just seem like another animal to me. There's way too much power for the weight, so it's more about harnessing the car and driving rather than setup and stuff like that.
Okay.
So
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. The power to weight ratio is just blown out of
Crazy, right?
proportion.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. So I think like being able to just like feel the car squat down and just launch out of the corner with that much power would just be mind-blowing to me.
So I'm going to break some news here. Keith Coons has actually offered me a ride at the Chili Bowl because he thinks my weight ratio in the midget would help it a lot and wouldn't allow it to flex as much because I flex enough already on them. I'm just kidding. We move on. On the racetrack, are you a heavy track or dry slick? Like, what's your track preference?
I want to run the top just as close as I can to the wall all the way around.
What about you?
Oh, I'm more of a bottom feeder. Whenever it gets real slick, I can usually dominate on the bottom.
Are you do you like wing over non-wing, or would you rather run wing?
Oh, I like non-wing all the way.
Non-wing all the
Yeah,
way?
I think I definitely like wing, but I like to take the wings off every now and again and like just get in
you like
there.
to dabble, get your
Yeah.
feet wet a little bit,
Yeah.
have some fun. Whenever you're not racing, like what's the vacation like? Like, do you save all your vacation time for racing? Is that the way it is for you guys too? Like, oh, we're gonna go on vacation, but we're gonna go to Knoxville. Oh, well, what's in Knoxville? Oh, a racetrack. Like, you know, like, is that the way it is? And is that hard with Cindy? Does Cindy want to go to the beach?
Oh no, she's all aboard racing.
She's all aboard racing. Well, you got a good one. You better keep that one.
Yeah, I'd say, I mean, we go to the Chili Bowl, so that's kind of our vacation. It's about racing.
So do you guys run the shootout every year, or is it like an every other year? Or is, like, do you run it as much as possible? Or
The first time we went was 2 years ago, and that was kind of the first time we raced with some different people, and we learned that we had a lot to learn. I mean, we were in the back of, like, the lowest main, and last year both of us made it into qualifiers and then did okay in the qualifiers, and we're just outside of the A main. So we'll be back this year hoping to get at least a car or two in the A main.
So here's how I like to close my show, because I feel like we're almost to that point. If you could go back and tell your younger self something, or if you could give a piece of advice to a younger racer that may be just getting started in junior sprints or just making the move from junior sprints to restrictor, like, what would you tell those drivers, or what would you tell those parents? Like, because sometimes it's the parents that are like pushing the kids, and sometimes it's the kids not pushing enough, or whatever it may be. Like, what kind of advice? I know you guys are young, but you've got words of wisdom, I'm sure, because you guys have dealt with it for quite a few years here racing.
Yeah, I think first off, the steering, like keep it as smooth as you possibly can, and then throttle delivery, like when to know when to get on it or when to back off, and just things like that, being really smooth, and then throttle control.
That's like you're one of the first people that's ever mentioned that. Like, a lot of people are like, oh, don't give up, or, you know, keep on following through your dreams. That's solid advice for a driver, and I feel like that's not heard enough, right? Like, it's always go, 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 go. It's not be patient and wait for things to kind of happen. Yes, you have to be aggressive, but if you're smooth with the wheel, you're going to be smooth on the racetrack, and if your throttle's good, then you're not going to be spinning the tires and worrying about that. So now you have to outdo a little brother, because he just laid down probably the best advice that's ever been given on Haas Talks.
Yeah, that was pretty good. I would say definitely just watch the fast guys, watch back your races, and see where you could have been better. And don't get caught up on any excuses or anything, you know. You don't want to be too hard on yourself, but at the same time, you know, just figure out what you did wrong and then figure out what you can do to be better.
Very good. I like it. Do you guys watch your own tapes? You go back and watch tape and kind of like, oh, you should have done this. No, you should have done that. Like,
Yeah.
that type of stuff. Are you guys like a big rivalry?
Yeah. We are definitely extremely competitive. I think after on the way home, I get on Flow and watch the replays and stuff of my heats, and then I got a GoPro in the car, so I review some of that footage to see what the car's doing at certain points and what I could be doing differently.
Very good, very good. So last question before we stop recording is who's the faster brother?
Oh, man.
Performance Electronics, custom electronic solutions. From design to manufacturing, let us put your ideas in motion and become your company's full-service electronics manufacturing experts. Performance Electronics.